Rosa Parks' story started off one day when she got on the bus, and on the bus there's two sections. There's the whites and then the African Americans, and so they have to keep them separate apparently. And Rosa Parks was sitting in her section, and the bus driver said that she needed to move because a white man wanted to sit there, and she refused to move, and so the police pulled her off the bus and she was put into jail. Can you move?
No, I'm in the right spot.
I want to sit there.
No, I'm in my colored section.
Bus driver, this lady's not moving for me.
I'm not gonna move. I'm Rosa Parks and I'm a civil rights activist.
When and where were you born?
I was born on February 4th, 1913 in Tuskegee, Alabama.
How was your childhood?
Overall, it was good. My parents were divorced at an early age, and I experienced my first racial discriminations when I was young. I married Raymond Parks, a self-educated man, an active member of the National Association of the Advancement of Colored People.
Name.
Rosa Louise McCauley.
Where did you go to school?
I went to laboratory school at the Alabama State Teachers College for African Americans.
When you weren't being a civil rights activist, what were you doing?
I worked as a seamstress, and I worked at a barber my senior year after I dropped out of high school to help my grandma, who was dying at the time.
What happened in segregation to make you well known in history?
Well, I was sitting on the bus and I was in the colored section, and they were trying to get me out of the colored section so that a white could sit down away from all the colored people, and I refused. And then I was arrested at the scene and charged with a violation. I was proven guilty, and I had to pay $10 for committing a crime and $4 for court costs. I was released on bail, but my refusal started what was known as the Montgomery bus boycott in Montgomery, Alabama. It led to Montgomery having to lift some of the laws of segregation on buses that led to many other segregation laws being lifted.
How did you use the popularity to your advantage, and what did you do?
I joined the Montgomery chapter of NAACPs until 1957. I served as the chapter's youth leader as well as secretary to NAACP's President E.D. Nixon. In 1987, I co-founded the Rosa and Raymond Parks Institute for Self-Development to serve Detroit's youth. I was an administrative aide in the Detroit office of Congressman John Coyers Jr. Detroit, I did activist work with the Southern Christian Leadership Conference.
What awards did you receive in your lifetime?
I received many, one being the highest award possible from the NAACP.
Because of all the threats she had endured, she had to move to Detroit with her husband because it was just getting a little bit too much for her. A sad fact about her life is that her mother, her brother, and her husband all died of cancer between 1977 and 1979. During her retirement, she wrote a book called Rosa Parks, My Story. When Rosa Parks died at 92 on October 24th, 2005, she was the first woman to lie in the U.S. Capitol. The day one of the Montgomery bus boycott was December 5th, 1955. The Montgomery bus boycott was the official start of the civil rights movement, and it was the effect of the Rosa Parks incident on the bus. In August 2004, Rosa Parks lawsuited against the group called Outkast, which is a music group. They put out a song called Rosa Parks, and Rosa Parks claimed that it violated her publicity and her trademark rights. The judge released her medical records, which showed that she had dementia from 2002 until she died, and that was exactly when the $5 million lawsuit was happening.